Here you see me hemming a curtain that I had custom made for our dishwasher, believe it or not. I had a company reach out to me. They wanted to send me some curtains, so I thought, why don't I try one on my dishwasher? However, it came with the rod pocket way too big, so I'm just making that a little bit smaller. So I have the new curtain rod coming. I accidentally ordered the wrong size, so I had to order the right size. So we're gonna wait as of right now to put the new curtain on. But I did get the peg rail all stained and everything, so we're gonna swap this little blue one out for the dark stained wood one now. And here I'm showing you what the peg rail looked like before I did anything to it. I actually just ordered this online, but it did come with a finish on it, so I wanted to deepen it up so it matched the other wood elements in the space. And I'm going to use gel stain in a walnut color. And the nice thing about gel stain is that it still maintains the transparency, but you can kind of paint it over top of something that already has a shiny finish on it. So that's why I opted for it. However, it is a little bit tricky because you're going to see all of your brush strokes and all of that stuff. And it's not really, you can't really wipe it away like you would a traditional stain because it just totally wipes off. But that is, again, only if you're painting something with the gel stain that already has a finish on it. Now, I just was not going to take the time to sand this and do all of that, but I still wanted it to look like a deep, rich wood. So I fussed with this quite a bit in order to get it to look somewhat decent. But if you're doing this on a smooth surface without all the pegs and everything, this technique works beautiful. Voila, super easy. That's why I don't ever drill into my tile, because I am just not going to deal with destroying my tiles and changing my mind or just being trapped with something that I end up changing my mind on, and then having holes in my tiles or in my grout that I have to constantly address and fix. Nope, command strips work perfect for things like this. I have had this shelf up here for a very long time with only command strips, and I hang anything I want off of them, and I've never ever had it even come close to almost falling off. So don't let anybody tell you that you can't use command strips, that you have to drill into your tiles. I've seen people on Instagram hang a tiny little framed piece of art with putting a screw in their tile, and I just did not understand why you would want to do such a thing. This little area in my kitchen has been bothering me because I have so many cords all in one place. So to try and corral them and make it just look a little less visually chaotic, I'm just using one of these cord covers, and I'm going to try and group as many cords as I can into this one cord cover, and hopefully that will just make things look a lot neater. Here's the old rod that I had on the dishwasher. So as you can see, it doesn't really have a whole lot of design to it. And these are the magnetic pieces, so I thought I would try something a little bit prettier. So we're gonna go with this gold rod. Okay, it clears that. Okay, so here's the new curtain rod on the dishwasher. I guess I like that you can see that little hint of gold on the sides. I will say it's not as strong of a magnetic hold as what the other one was, but it seems to be staying up there pretty good. Yeah, very inexpensive little magnetic rod. You could even use this to cover your microwave with a curtain. I've seen people do that. And this pack actually comes with 4 rods. So 4 rods for the price of 1. Not the highest quality. I think they are plastic, but for the purpose that it serves, I think it's totally fine. You don't need to spend a bunch of money to put a curtain over your dishwasher or your microwave or whatever it is that you have that you want to cover, that you can use a magnetic rod for. So I'm going to link this down below in case you're interested and you want to try this out. I've had a curtain on my dishwasher now for several months. It's never been an issue. I just open it like this from the front. No big deal. Yes, it touches the ground, but I don't keep food slopped all over my floor, so no big deal. And you can wash it if you do happen to get something from your hands onto the fabric. Yeah, I love it. I love it so much better than having to constantly clean our stainless steel dishwasher. Can't stand doing that task, so the fact that I haven't had to do that in several months is totally worth it to me. But this fabric is gorgeous. This is from Unicurt Curtains, custom fabric, or I should say custom curtain size here that I had made for the dishwasher. I feel a little guilty having this gorgeous fabric on my dishwasher because it's it's probably the nicest fabric I've ever felt. It would be gorgeous for a bedroom or something, actually, now that I have a chance to feel it and see it in person, but it's absolutely stunning. So I will leave them also linked down below if there's anything that you want to customize. I think curtains are one of the things that you should splurge on and really invest in because they just make such a big difference in a room. But we also have the valance up here that I had custom cut. So we have the matching dishwasher and valance up here. It was nice for once because I've been doing all the customizing myself, so to have that done for me was pretty nice this time around, but I do like to switch this out. I actually think this fabric would look really pretty for fall. And now we are finally going to put some window treatments in here in this breakfast room, and I cannot wait to show you how this turned out because it made the biggest difference, and I am just in love. So the curtain rod that I got is actually a blackout curtain rod, but I like the style of when they just kind of wrap around to the side instead of a finial or something on the end. So it's just kind of cleaner looking to me and simpler. And then I got gold. I'm hoping this isn't going to be too yellow. This is very yellow. Hopefully that doesn't bother me because we have this gold rod that's more orangey gold, and this one's very yellow. So I guess we'll try it up there and see, and I can always spray paint it or something. And then we just have the rings. And then we have the curtains provided by Unicurt Custom Curtains. They are already trained in their pleats, which is really nice. And they already come with the hanging, I don't know what you would call these, but the little clips to hang the rings on. I don't know about you, but hanging curtain rods is one of my least favorite things to do around the house. It just feels so complicated to get it all even and level and figuring out the measurements of where everything should go. So of course Cameron is actually doing the work, but I'm supervising and making sure he gets every little detail just right. So let me know down in the comments if you also feel this way about hanging a curtain rod. It's gonna look so different here. Okay, now that we have the curtains up, I just kind of want to move things around and getting some ideas since we moved this bench. I'm kind of liking how that looks. I've had it up against this radiator before, usually just in the summer when we turn the radiators off. And I just found something on Facebook Marketplace that I've been looking for a long time. And I'm hoping I can get my husband to go pick that up tonight. But you can probably guess what it's going to be. We're talking a new table here, an antique oak wood table instead of this old spindle. I do have plans for this one though. I think this will look really nice out on my porch, and then we can sit out there and eat in the summer. So fingers crossed that I can convince him to go pick that up for me tonight. Back with the goods. Oh, goodness.
What now?
Dad. Whoa. Oh. Goodness. Oh, careful. I don't know if it's gonna. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, hold on, the wheels, the wheels, the wheels. Oh. Oh. Oh, careful, careful. Oh, turn it a little. Oh, oh, oh. Oh. I ended up liking that peg rail so much in the kitchen that I ordered another one for the breakfast room. But this one I'm going to make my life a lot easier, and I'm just going to spray paint it. Just a primer, and then I'm going to quickly paint it the same color as the wall so that I can just pop it up there and decorate it a little bit. And yes, you guessed it, I am using Velcro command strips yet again. These are the 20-pound ones, and I'm putting 3 on here, so should be more than plenty to put whatever I want up on this little peg rail. Round 2.
Round 2. Another hour-long trip. One way. Looks good though.
Cute. Our second marketplace score of the weekend. I was just on a roll. I found this table the morning after we found the other table, and it was only $25, and I thought it'd be perfect for our little coffee bar. I love that it had drawers that we can put our Nespresso pods in, and yeah, it just worked out perfectly. so here are the two samples that I like the most, the lemon chiffon and the glad yellow. I'm leaning more toward the glad yellow just because it's a little bit more of a pure yellow tone. This one to me still sometimes picks up a little peach, a little beige, which I'm trying to avoid. So here's the glad yellow in here. Of course, it's very difficult to show you this way. Okay, so that's a little bit more of a better representation right here in this light. It's a pretty light color. It's still soft, it's still subtle. You know, I mean, it's nowhere near the intensity of those flowers. Let me show you up against this yellow. As you can see, it's still very muted. I also don't want it to be too bright. There's a perfect shot of what the color looks like. Okay. And then if we were to put it up against the gold accents in here, and then up against the woodwork, the lemon chiffon, which is also gorgeous. And this one is definitely more in a comfort zone that most of us would probably feel better staying in because it's much, much more muted. Still really pretty. The only hesitation I have with this one, which might not bother me once I get the sample on the wall, is that it's got a tinge of a peach tone to it, but it matches these stripes really well in this pillow. I think I could go both ways and be fine. So this one is definitely picking up more cream versus yellow. Really look much different than the wall color, but that's how it looks with the woodwork. Okay, and then with the gold accents. And then with my art, of course it looks different on every wall. All right, so that's what I'm going with as far as samples go, and then we will figure out which one we like the most. You can see this cabinet really does need to be painted. But I think what I'm gonna do is paint this corner cabinet first because it really needs painted, and see how I like it. If I don't like it, I can just paint it this wall color here. I actually have a sample that would be plenty to cover it if I need to. I don't mind if that cabinet blends into the wall. I don't need everything to pop and be a contrast, I guess, because we have a lot of contrasting colors going on in here. And so I think I'll do that. I liked that suggestion, whoever gave me that idea. And that way I'm not painting like a whole room or this enormous cabinet, because this thing was a beast to paint. I painted the insides, I painted all of it, and it was a lot of work. So that's what I think I'm gonna do. But just getting these new pieces in here, the new curtains, the furniture and everything, it really gave me at least the change that I was desiring. So